the more I learn about the culture and the teachings, the more I'm just like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. I can't believe we don't do more of this. How can I incorporate this so that it is Indigenous education for all students? So I really try to tell them, like, you know what, look at what the ancestors did and we can learn from them. And a lot of times I'll do a comparison of, like, this is how things were done. Maybe it's not how they're done today, but as we work towards like truth and reconciliation, how can we start to bring things back and to have those conversations with kids so that perhaps they're inspired to do so as well. As I develop different option classes at the school, so specifically like nature related, for example, I am trying to again learn and pull from resources within the communities. And so when we talk about like the Aboriginal uses of plants and things like that, I really want the kids to again understand how brilliant these people were who lived here before us and how they survived and relied on nature to do so. So I try to bring that into every conversation that I have within my different subjects, and I'm lucky this year because I have taught all 4 core subjects. I have a lot more flexibility to do so. Within foods, talking about like different foods that we can prepare and just different ways of learning and the significance of different food styles. And I think just again in my own classroom I do have different resources and books and student works that they have done specifically to like truth and reconciliation and the calls to action. We spend a lot of time at the beginning of the year talking about that and why it's important as us to Canadians to be involved and to try to like seek the change that needs to be done. I feel so lucky because we've had such amazing facilitators at our school. So in the past it would be reaching out with Kansas or Andy or Billy and just being like, hey, I have this idea, can you help support this? And then that team really puts forth all of the planning and the communication, which I really appreciate because they know the proper channels, the protocols, they have all of their contact information. So usually I lean on them a lot, or Catherine, for example, and we'll brainstorm and somebody will have somebody's contact information. So that would be one way. And then I have spent a lot of time learning from the Nature Center this year. So through my own personal development, I have spent time taking eco walks and learning from a knowledge keeper down there. And a lady comes in and runs the Natural Leaders Project for the last 2 years with my class. And so she really brings in this beautiful perspective as well for the kids. And if I need an additional nature related resource, I just tap her shoulder and she's willing to share with me. So that's kind of how I've started to accumulate different resources. I think it comes down to relationship building first and foremost and getting to know them and really just letting them know that they are loved and they are cared for, and just trying to take in all those contextual factors as well. I think that that's so important, and when I need to learn more about a student, I can lean on my resources, my staff at the school to provide that. And whether it's just an extra check-in or a smile or I'm glad you're here kind of thing, I think that really starts to show them that, I'm more than just a teacher figure, I suppose. Like I really do try to be like that one person, if nothing else, that they can come and they can count on. And I think through doing activities like we're doing and letting the kids see themselves in the lessons and the activities, I know that it sparks their interest a lot, and I see like their heads come up or their ears perk up because they are being represented in a lot of ways that maybe perhaps they wouldn't normally have been. And I think once they see that and that they have a teacher who's willing to do that, that trust builds and builds and builds, and it just enhances that relationship. So we were very fortunate last year, this has been in the works for quite a while, when I had stumbled across the youth edition of Braiding Sweetgrass. I had read the book prior on my own time, and then there was the book club that was put on through Shelley at the division. So I re-participated in that. and then just thought, this book is so powerful, and how can I get this to my students? And so I reached out to Jackie and was like, is there any way we can get a class set of this? And right away, Jackie is the best. She's like, yep, I'm on it, let's do it. So I've had the resource, and then really I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so it's something that I'm working on myself, but I'm really wanting to roll it out in this meaningful way and connect it to Social 9 this year, and our role as Canadians, and our identity and our perspective and stewardship, and how do we take care of the land and our people and see things through a different perspective. So today we were able to kick off our novel study. The kids are doing a placemat activity where we read the story of Sky Woman from the book, and then we will have the knowledge keeper Stephanie coming in, and she will do her interpretation of Sky Woman. And the kids will start to look at similarities and differences between the two versions. And then I am tasking them in making a personal connection, if they can do that, and then branching that even further of like, how can Canadians relate to this, and start to talk about why our story is important, and those oral storytelling traditions that I think for some of our students, they might not get that all the time, but I think when they can see an elder coming in, and if they do have somebody in their life who does still tell these stories, I think that just kind of enhances their value and their appreciation for them, and maybe one day they would be storytellers as well.